Yo, what's going on, my friends? Dave Lockham from OddsShopper back again, and April basketball is in full swing, to say the least. I mean, this is out of control. We got 13 games today, but still, you got to be careful. A lot of questionable players, a lot of players that could pop up on the injury report later. Obviously, pay attention to the big ones like Nikola Jokic. Could get some great opportunities, jump in and pounce on that. In the event that books are still hanging props on a lot of these different games and players are just instantly ruled out without any prior notice. That's what we're trying to take advantage of, but I got 3 props for you today. Sit back. Let's get into them. Hit that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. Oh yeah, and close the week out on 2-1, a couple days, 2 or 3 days straight. We go 2-1 runs. Love to go 3-0 here. We didn't have any basketball yesterday. But yeah, let's get into it. 3 of them. And of course, our chalkboard, we just went over 1,000 members on that over the weekend. Shout out to all of you guys who have made that possible. It's entirely free. The app is free. All the picks are free. We're hitting on stuff throughout the day, especially as news breaks, which is extremely crucial this late in the season. All the picks, all the community, great community, everything for free forever, 100% of the time. So if you're not on Chalkboard yet, you can sync all your bets up. All the box scores are built into the app. It's basically Discord, but for betting and better. And we just eclipsed 1,000 subscribers, 1,000 members, I should say, since it's free. So we'd love to have you join if you haven't yet. Links down there in the description. Let's have some fun, win some bets, and we'll kick it off with Nikola Vucevic over 16.5 points today, minus 120 on DraftKings. He's cleared this number in 9 of his last 14 games. So over the last 14 games, which is the last month. And he's got a great matchup against the Hawks tonight. There's no denying that. I mean, over that same span, so over the last month, the Hawks are playing at the league's 5th fastest pace. They're playing at a real elevated pace. And because they have a good offense, but dog shit defense, it forces teams really just to play catch up with them, right? I mean, Chicago's playing at the 2nd slowest pace in basketball over the last month. So you're looking at a spot where they draw a huge pace up matchup against the Hawks tonight. And you're going to have to operate at a quicker pace than normal unless their defense shuts the Hawks down. But with that offense in Atlanta, it just hasn't happened with opponents yet. Also, only 4 teams in the league are allowing more points to opposing big men, opposing centers. I'm not a big defense versus position guy, but at the center position, it's notable. Only 4 teams allowing more per game than the Hawks on the season to opposing bigs. And it's just not common to see a 235 total attached to a Bulls game. And if it's a competitive spot, which it should be, only a 4-point spread, you're going to see, right, 34 plus minutes from Vooch in a spot like this. Not to mention in our NBA Bet Pro tool, we got MLB for that now too. First week's entirely free if you're looking to get in. But yeah, plus EV Bet. It has a 4% projected ROI on this. And we're projecting Vooch for 18.9 points today. So a spot I'm definitely looking to get into. This next one, I really love today. Absolutely love this spot. Alperen Sengun over 27.5 points, rebounds, and assists, minus 115 on DraftKings. If you are on Bet Rivers, if Bet Rivers or like any of those, Unibet, Sugar House, all of those that are basically pulling the same lines every day, that's minus 107 right now. I hit it over there. I hit it on DraftKings too, actually, but it's minus 115 on DraftKings. It doesn't matter if the Rockets aren't playing for the postseason right now because Steven Silas is giving these starters massive minutes. And that's really all that matters at all. I mean, Sengun's played 38, 35, and 33 minutes over his last 3 games. And mind you, a lot of these are blowouts where they still play up until the end, lose a few minutes in the blowout, but they'd be playing 38 regularly if they weren't getting blown out. You're talking low end 33, 35 minutes here in blowouts. He's played 33, 35, 33, 8 over his last 3, and he's crushed 27.5 PRA in all of them, 40, 35, and 35 respectively. Not to mention, Denver's a 500 team away from home. They're unstoppable at home, but 500 team away from home. And I do think there's a legitimate chance again that Nikola Jokic sits. Like, keep him fresh for the postseason. They're 3 games up in the West right now. Unless he's like, if he's good to go and if he's active, my assumption is he's just fine and he plays the whole game. Otherwise, why run him out there and limit Jokic if there's any risk of further, damaging or, further impeding the chances of making a deep run into the playoffs, finishing as the best team in the West. So I think it's already a good spot. But if Jokic sits, then the rebounding opportunities look even better for Sengun. Everything looks better for Sengun. The spread shrinks. It's at 9 points right now. But yeah, I just, as someone who can produce as a scorer, as a rebounder, and as a playmaker, I don't mind getting over on Sengun's PRA tonight, especially with Jokic's status in question. All right, next one up. You might have to search a couple books to still find this one. I try and get you these as early as possible so you can find them. It should still be there because I just hit it on a book on Bet Rivers, but other spots I saw it at 4.5 as well. We're going to talk about a player for the Portland Trailblazers. Before we do, though, I would be remiss to not remind you guys that if you're in Colorado, New Jersey, Virginia, or Ohio, the link is in the description for Bet365. It's the pinned comment as well. You're betting $1 and you're getting $200. It's that simple. You're betting $1, you're getting $200 in bonus bets. It's legitimately the best promo out there in the country right now. They just moved it down from $365 to $200 because it's so good and you can't run it forever. But still, $1 in the $200. We had a tweet at us yesterday from Ginger Hammers that said, you guys have done some pretty spectacular promos over the years, but I have to tell you the Bet365 one is my favorite so far. He attached a screenshot from March 25th through the 31st. He turned that 200, he turned that bonus into $1,446 by depositing $10 using the link. Take a minute to sign up, right? And then however long it takes you, another minute to place your bet. You don't have to win the bet. Doesn't matter if you lose. Doesn't matter what you bet on. When that settles, your $1 turns into $200. You deposit 10, you bet 1, turn it into $200. And listen, if you play it smart like Ginger Hammers, you're turning $200. He turned it into $1,400. $1 this dude turned into $1,400 over the course of 1 week. I love seeing that. It gets me excited because that's what you can do with these type of promos and 4-figure win. Like, set yourself up for the future with a promo that won't be here forever. So Colorado, Ohio, Virginia, and New Jersey. And listen, worst case scenario, you lose all the 200 and you're down $1. But links in the description and in the comments. We'll see you over at Bet365. Must be 21 years or older to gamble. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, please call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. Anyway, Shaedon Sharpe over 4.5 rebounds, minus 125 right now. He's playing huge minutes for a completely depleted Blazers team right now. But again, who cares if they're not playing for the playoffs? It just matters if these guys are getting run, okay? And if they're locked in the big minutes, and he is. They're down every noteworthy player in the offense, right? Lillard, Nurkic, Jeremy Grant, Nasir Little's out, Anthony Simons, Keon Johnson, all these guys. And then you've got Reddish and Trendon Watford and Matisse Thybulle, all these guys questionable today. Like, I could go deeper into the depth chart, but I won't bore you guys. They got 13 players on the injury report. Shaedon Sharpe is not injured. He's not on the injury report. And we got it at 4.5 rebounds. He's going to play regardless. And it's not an appealing spot against the Grizzlies. They're massive dogs as they're going to be to close out the season every single game, unless they face like maybe the Spurs. But it shouldn't matter a ton, especially if Taylor Jenkins on the other side decides to empty his bench early, which is entirely a possibility. Sharpe's going to play regardless. And he's like 35 plus minutes in 7 straight games now. He's gone over this mark in 5 of those 7. And he's averaging almost 11 potential rebounds per game. So give me Shaedon Sharpe over 4.5 rebounds. Give me Alperen Sengun over 27.5 points, rebounds, and assists. And Nikola Vucevic over 16.5 points. Appreciate you guys hanging out as always. Hopefully we'll catch you over in Chalkboard. Continue this conversation. If not, hit me up at Loughy_D on Twitter. And if anything else, we'll see you back here for the next one. Peace.